Can we just very quickly see whether we can get Hasini's presentation back on? Uh, Hasini, are you there?
Yes, I am, and I hope I'm audible. I'm so sorry for the
Yeah, just try
inconvenience, and I
share.
hope you can see the slide right now.
Yes, we can. So just go ahead quickly.
Cool. Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much for the wonderful introduction, and thanks for the inconvenience. Technical glitches. Apart from that, I'll make it more fun and interesting as possible as I can. So, yeah, as introduced, I'm Hasni Lakshminarayanan. I'm an eighth grader studying in Chettinad Vidyashram. I run an organization called The First Step, where we aim to inspire, motivate, thanks for the opportunity for me to be here on EcoFest 2021. To begin with, I have a sloka which is written in Sanskrit. Prakriti na khadapi khandita, which simply means that nothing is permanent except nature. Now, you might simply understand it, but just to give a small explanation, I always believe on the same. No one is bound to live in this earth forever except nature. We're just visitors in here in Mother Earth, and my next slides will be explaining on what we have done, how it was before, and how it is now. I say it as a reality check. Now, before I can move on to that, I just want to share that nature is one resource which is always being there. And with that, this is my reality check which I've surveyed on. Our ancestors built and maintained water bodies, they built lakes, they built ponds, which helped the soil to be fertile. And this really helped in possibly any cultivation of any possible crop you can think of. But then the previous generation did the total opposite, destroying lakes and ponds, building houses on top of water bodies. And if you're wondering what this has resulted into, this has resulted into so many problems. But then, just to give you all an example, the 2015 and 2021 floods in Chennai resulted water getting into houses, which destroyed the whole habitat of one's life. This only happened because there were not many water bodies which existed 20 to 30 years ago. Not only this, but there are many more other problems which are there. Just to give you on an example. Now, relating to the previous slide, this is a myth, one famous myth which is there on the internet. You might or might not know this, so here is it. Uh, our grandfather saw water in rivers and ponds. Our father saw it in wells. We see it in taps. Our children will see it in bottles. Where will our grandchildren see it in? Will it be in capsules? If we still misuse it, it'll only be seen in tears. As rightly shared, that's the current scenario, if I can say. Now, you might or might not agree with me. And as it mentions, if we still are going to be misusing it, it'll only be seen in tears. Though India's literacy rate in 1951 was just 18.33%, in 2001 it grew up to 65.38%. Now, 20 years later, now in 2021, I'm pretty sure it's even higher. But even after people being educated, they are not disposing waste in the proper manner, and around 80% of India's water is severely polluted as people dump raw sewage, silt, and garbage into countries, rivers, and waters. And as this carry forwards, these rivers take them into the seas. Now, these raw sewage and plastics affect the sea creatures in the seas and destroys the whole habitat in again. And as you all may know, plastic takes several years to get disposed and composted. Not only water pollution, thousand, but then of the 30 most polluted cities in the world, 21 among them are in India, and this survey is as of in 2019. And pitching on annual air pollution, 13 of the world's 20 cities with the highest annual levels of air pollution are in India. And if you're thinking on what will it even lead to, air pollution causes premature deaths of 2 million Indians every year. Is this a good achievement to cherish? Not at all, right? So, the same way, as Atya ma'am mentioned in the very beginning, people always say Swachh Bharat. I want to, keep the roads clean. Everything. Let's stop pollution. But nobody ever takes the responsibility to actually do it. Instead, says society changes, the whole world becomes a better place, and that's not the case. Why not, let's put it in a different way? Why not we change, we take a step, everybody changes, society changes, and the world becomes a better place. What is society in general? Individuals together is being stated as society. So I always say this: for things to change, I must change first. Why not we take a notch, do something, and everybody do, everybody changes, the earth becomes a better place. Now, I want to pitch something on what we can possibly do to prevent and reduce pollution. The first thing, which you all might know, is sustainability. Being sustainable is pretty important because it can really conserve natural resources, saving it for the future generation. And simply, you can possibly do this by reducing your time on electricity, by conserving water, and also by avoiding plastic as much as possible. Secondly, the SDG goals. SDG goals are goals which you might or might not know. There are 17 goals in total, which are approved by the UN, which are set to be achieved by 2030. Now, I request all of you to perform deeds as much as possible to achieve the SDG goals as soon as possible. Secondly, I'm sorry, the last thing, how can youth possibly take in a part in environmental management? Pretty simple. The biggest advantage of youth today is that 39% of India's population is youth. Why not bring youth empowerment in here? Why not everybody take in a notch, start spreading awareness using technology, which is one of the biggest gift, and use it usefully. Now, this is a little something about me and what I am actually doing. I started my venture at the age of 12. That's the first step where, I started interviewing children. I've always dreamt to be an inspiration, and I've loved public speaking since I was 4. So I started out interviewing children, and then slowly I started writing for the Brainfeed High magazine, then News Shuttle. Then now I'm a freelance writer for the middle school edition. Every week there's an article published about a young achiever. On April of 2021, I did my TED at KRM school, and I'm also an honorary advisor for one of the well-known NGOs, Style Chapter India. I've been awarded the Global Young Achiever Award, and recently I went to IIT Delhi, pitching my idea for the Youth Ideathon 2021, which is India's largest competition for children's ideas, supporting them. And I was awarded the best idea by a girl. And I've also got an award from the Dream Catchers, and have been awarded Top 10 Influencers Award. And I'm soon to be an author. I'm currently writing a book on young achievers in itself. And to give you all a clarity on what we do in the first step, we are on a mission to empower youth across India. And few stuff which I've done on this mission is I've interviewed 80 plus young achievers past the year. I've had more than 1 lakh plus views for the past 1 year. and have published more than 45 articles in the Hindu School edition and the Brainfeed Time magazine and in various platforms about young achievers. And I've delivered more than 50 plus seminars in schools, colleges, and in various platforms, spreading awareness. And I'm on a mission to empower 5 lakh plus children by the next year. And I have built a team of 15 children to help me on this mission. Together, we write, we post, and publish content together. I have a website called www.thefirststep.com where we post our blogs in day-to-day basis. We also do some inspirational content. So whatever we do is related to the genre of inspiration, and have built and new initiative or a moment, if you can say, called the Youth Ambassadorship Program, where youth can directly volunteer into being a part of the first step. As far as for now, I have 50 active youth ambassadors on my team. Together, we've doing deeds, we're performing a lot of events, and yeah, that's pretty much it about my youth ambassadors. And a few lessons I've learned from the
From the environment.
ambassadors is that, and I always say that I learn and I get inspired by the people whom I interview. So that's the same case. Vinisha Uma Shankar, now you might have seen her before. She was one of the speakers. Being called as a solar ironing card girl, and again, her story is very much inspirational, and she's an amazing speaker. Prasiddhi Singh, she's only 9 years old, but already a little superstar. She runs an organization called the Prasiddhi Forest Foundation, and she's on a mission to, make India more greeny. Now, her is another inspirational story. And Nihal Yadaguri, you would have heard about him before. He runs an organization called the Recycle My Battery. Yet again, his story is also pretty inspirational. Starting out hearing just the news and researching about them, it's just amazing. Not only did interview children in alone, I started doing more sessions and seminars on SDG goals and spreading awareness about them. And recently, on 5th of December, I conducted a 24-hour challenge in association with the MUN Impact called the 100K Deeds Challenge, where children all around the world performed deeds, um, and we live telecasted it on YouTube and on various other platforms. And the same way, we are doing many more other events. We did one on the World Environmental Day 2021, where Atya ma'am is also one of the special guests. We had Vinisha, Nihal, Prasiddhi, and a lyric speaker called Alosha, whom were the environmentalist for the day, and me and Riyadh together hosted it. So we're doing various other stuff to spread awareness simply. To conclude off with, I have this picture of the earth, as you can see. One side is totally burnt and spoiled. The other one is, it looks pretty pleasantry. So this is something which I heard from my grandmother in itself. She experienced what was left out in the earth. We are no one to, spoil the natural resources, right? If I'm being practical, we never want a visitor to spoil and damage our house, and we go there and experience whatever is left out. So that's the same which I'm trying to convey on. We only have one, and let's stop misusing it. So one last thing before I can conclude is I request you all to take a pledge in along with me. As a visitor on Earth, and I pledge to dutifully reduce on my impact on environment, home, at work, and at play every day. I will fulfill my pledge by conserving the use of water, fossil fuels, electricity, and unrecyclable products every day. Every day here on Earth, I will respect nature by reducing what I take without giving back. Every day, I will live my life on Earth in a manner that contributes to sustainable nature for our future generation and for future visitors. Thank you.
Thank you, Hasini. I'm really happy that we finally got to hear your speech. You know what really strikes me as this for this generation is the way they use social media to bring out their message to everybody. You know, she said that she has 1 lakh views, and me, as a seasoned scientist in this field for donkey's years, I doubt if I have even 1/10 of the viewership that she has. So we really need to learn from this generation, and their passion also is like something to be ingrained across the country, I would say.
Thank you.
Hasini, it was a real wonderful speech, but
Thank
we are
you.
really running out of time. So I will keep the
Yes.
interaction with you towards the end if we still have the time. Now I'm going to just shift the age group of the presentation presenters a little bit. We wanted to show you actually what school children, how they could be motivated, and what lengths they have gone to protect the environment.